So the Base Pro Shops night race around Bristol, Tennessee is on this weekend. The final round in the round of 16 in the NASCAR Cup Series Playoffs in 2024. So let's have a look at the 5 drivers that I'm going to be taking a look at this weekend to see if they can make it into the round of 12. So spoiler alert guys, a lot of these drivers of course are going to be in the playoffs. In fact, all 5 of them are. And all 5 of them are either currently sat outside of the top 12 or just inside it. So we'll start with Denny Hamlin, who currently sits 13th overall in the standings. If things don't change, he'll of course not advance to the next round of the playoffs. Now Hamlin is a very good driver around Bristol, Tennessee. In fact, he won this race last year and also won in 2019 and 2012. And when I'm referring to the Bristol, Tennessee race, I'm referring to this one that's on this weekend. Obviously this is a track that has a lot of history. This goes all the way back to 1961, I think the first race was here. And of course there are 2 races in this circuit as well, both one in the regular season and also in the playoffs like we're going to have this weekend. So when I'm referring to this race, I'm referring to the second Bristol, Tennessee race of the season. I hope that makes sense, but the base of the night race, as the name suggests. But yeah, Hamlin needs to get some good result. He obviously crashed out around the Glen last week and did not have a very good race at all there. In fact, his performance in the playoffs so far in these 2 rounds is very poor. 24th and 23rd overall for him, not really good enough. He needs to improve and try and overtake Ty Gibbs at least to try and get into the playoffs round of 12. But yeah, we'll move on to Martin Truex Jr., a driver who has never won around this track in the night race, guys, at least, and has of course not won at all this season either. His best finish this season so far has been 2nd place, which he did manage to get at Bristol. So if there's anywhere where he can get a good result, it is here. If he wins, he's in. The same thing still applies if you get through to the round of 12 if you manage to win a race. And obviously it's going to be a big challenge for him to do that, but you never know. Stranger things have happened, but his playoff performance, again, like Hamlin so far, has not been particularly great. 35th overall in Atlanta and 20th overall in the Glen as well. So yeah, he was unlucky at the Glen in fairness, but still, yeah, not the best performance so far. But if he's going to get a win, it's going to be around somewhere like this, where of course he was very good earlier in the season. Brad Keselowski is someone else who needs a good performance this weekend. Like I mentioned, just to go back to Truex very quickly, he's 15th overall in the standings. Keselowski is in 14th. He has won around this track, but it was a very, very long time ago that he won the night race at Bristol in 2011. He again is another driver who needs a good performance this weekend, 19th and 26th overall so far in the playoffs, but he did manage to get a 3rd place at Bristol earlier this season. So if he's going to improve, he's going to get a good result, this is the kind of place where he needs to be. And he's going to be hoping to overtake the likes of Ty Gibbs going into this weekend. Ty Gibbs is currently the 12th and final driver that is currently going to go through to the round of 12. Again, he's a driver who's not done well in this playoffs so far. 17th and 22nd he got at the Glen, 17th in Atlanta. He needs a good result this weekend to ensure that he goes through to the round of 12 in the playoffs next up. And also the same goes to Chase Briscoe, the 5th and final driver that I'm taking a look. Although he did get a very good result at the weekend just gone at the Glen, 6th place overall for Chase Briscoe. So he is a guy that I think should do well around this track. Again, he's someone who didn't do too badly early at this circuit earlier in the season either. Of course, he managed to get 9th overall at Bristol, and yeah, so you know, someone who, I don't know, sorry, Ty Gibbs got 9th, Chase Briscoe got 13th, which again isn't too bad really, but yeah, I'm expecting a good result for him this weekend. He needs to ensure his playoff place in the round of 12. But yeah, those are the 5 drivers I'm going to be looking out for this weekend, guys. Yeah, so Denny Hamlin, Martin Truex Jr., Brad Keselowski, Ty Gibbs, and Chase Briscoe as well. Who are you keeping an eye out for this weekend, and who is your pick to win this race this weekend? I'm going to stick my neck out and say Denny Hamlin just because he's so good around Bristol, Tennessee. But yeah, you really need to turn his form around from the last 2 races. But that's the playoffs for you. It is brutal. You make one mistake, you're out. That can happen. You win and you're in, and you bin it and you're out, basically. So that's what kind of happens here. But let's see what happens with this at the weekend. Who is, like I said, give us your thoughts in the comments below, your predictions, and of course keep it subscribed to the NASCARchronicle.com to see much more stock car racing content just like this.